Hello everyone. Imagine you're sitting in a cafe, casually chatting with a friend, and not once do you need to pause and translate in your head. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, today we're going to explore how thinking directly in English can turn your dream into a reality and supercharge your fluency. Let's get started. By the end of today's lecture, you will be able to understand the key benefits of thinking in English, learn how these benefits contribute to greater fluency, discover practical tips to start thinking in English. When you think in English, you eliminate the need to translate, which speeds up your thought process. Imagine you're at a job interview and the interviewer asks you about your strengths. If you're translating, you might hesitate, creating an awkward pause. But if you're thinking in English, your response flows naturally and confidently. Think about how athletes perform under pressure. They don't have time to think about every single move. They rely on muscle memory. Similarly, thinking in English creates a kind of language muscle memory, allowing you to respond quickly and accurately. Thinking in English helps you understand the language in its natural context. You start to grasp idioms, slangs, and cultural references more intuitively. For instance, if you think in English, phrases like kick the bucket or spill the beans make sense instantly, without the need for literal translation. I had a friend who struggled with English idioms. He used to translate them word for word, which often led to confusion. But once she started thinking in English, these idiomatic expressions clicked for her. She told me it was like light bulb went off in her head. When you think in English, you start to internalize the rhythm and sound of the language. This leads to better pronunciation and more natural intonation. Instead of sounding like you're reading from a script, you will sound like you're genuinely conversing. Consider a musician learning a new song. At first, they might play it note by note, but with practice, they feel the music and play it with emotion. Thinking in English lets you feel the language, making your speech more expressive and engaging. Fluency isn't about knowing words and grammar, it's about confidence. When you think in English, you become more comfortable using the language in various situations. This confidence boosts your willingness to speak even if you make mistakes. Now here is an assignment for you. Create a list of new vocabulary words you encountered during your daily activities, media immersion, or journaling. Include definitions and example sentences for each word. Thinking in English is one of the most important aspects in developing fluency. It speeds up your responses, improves your comprehension, enhances your pronunciation, and boosts your confidence. It's like switching from driving a manual car to an automatic. You can focus on the road ahead instead of shifting gears.